Gold prices are up like it's 1979, and that is not a Prince song. When I first started this channel, I talked about the importance of owning gold and why it's important as not only a hedge against inflation, but a decision that you make. You're voting with your money when you get out of the government system of fiat currency and you hold on to God's money. But there is a move coming in the gold price that most people aren't ready for. And there are two things that you can do. And I want to talk about that. But I want you to realize that right now, when I started the channel, I said this inflation wave that's coming is going to be almost identical to the late 70s, early 80s. Type 1, if you guys remember me saying that. I've said it so many times, it's crazy. And now it's all over the media that we're going to have an inflation scenario telling you, hey, we're going to have an inflation like the 1970s. You know, that's really great. It's too late. 4 years ago, you are going to experience a 1970s style inflation. And I get it. The ninja does videos in his car. He doesn't wear a fancy suit and drive a fancy car. And the truth is, when you warn people way ahead of time, they tend not to listen, except for every single one of you that just typed 1. You're still here. I've been saying that forever. Actually, I haven't talked last year. But here is the thing. Gold is now overpriced. But the crazy thing is, it's going higher. I believe you're going to see $5,000 gold this year. Do I think you should buy it? I'm going to be honest with you. No way I'd buy it at this price. Why? First off, it's overbought. Currently, gold is the most overbought. The RSI is at its highest level since 1980. Just give you an idea. That's where RSI. This is a big deal. Why? Because the way I look at it is, say, and it goes to 5,000. What is that on a percentage basis? Bitcoin will outperform that no problem this year. As a matter of fact, everyone, if you want the next crypto pick and you want to be part of the DeFi trading group, that whole thing, sale ends today. Links down below. But there's a couple things that you need to understand right now. First off, the move has not started in silver, and people are right now losing their minds over gold. The reason why is because countries are buying gold and, hidden in a hidden way, they're trying to repatriate it from the government, our U.S. government. They're not going to get it. Germany, it's now the shiny object, literally. And they're not going to see a lot of upside. As a matter of fact, there's going to be a lot of bag holders. Every single time, 100%, every single time, I want you to understand this, a new currency is created as another one falls, and the dollar is crashing now, okay? I'm not saying we're going to see some short-term strength and that kind of stuff, because as the dollar collapses, everything else is going to collapse, okay? The euro is already a basket case, but every single time a currency changes, first off, it changes its color, all right? It gets more colorful. It's like the shiny object for humans. And secondly, what happens is the value of gold goes down versus walks away from gold. Okay, so you have to understand that. Secondly, it only has limited upside from here compared to other assets. So you could arbitrage your gold into silver. And to give you an idea of where my portfolio is, I hold about 3 to 4% gold versus silver. And I am so excited. Silver, I started this channel, we were talking about silver, and I was talking about the importance of owning it. It was like 14 bucks. Sweet. We're crushing it, right? We're well over double. I'm so excited silver hasn't moved yet, because I'm planning on taking a percentage of my Bitcoin when it hits 150 grand and pushing into silver. And I honestly believe you're going to see $150,000 Bitcoin and $35 silver. And all the silver holders out there that aren't that excited about it, then get a little bit of Bitcoin. You'll see what I'm talking about in a few weeks. But my point being is that you could arbitrage your gold into silver, and it could still go higher. So like I said, gold could hit 5,000 and silver still be under $35 an ounce. And most people, all they look at is what, the current prices and what they could have had if they had more. But most people don't realize governments buying it and central banks are buying it. They're already doing that with Bitcoin, and they're going to start hyper buying Bitcoin. Let me give you an example. And then I'm going to tell you the second thing you do. Sanctions all around the world, from pressure, major pressure from the US to sanction Russia. Vladimir Putin came out and said, we had to turn to Bitcoin. It was our only solution because of all of the things that the governments around the world were doing to us, our economy. And it was the only way to escape this oligarchy of other governments. I'm paraphrasing for Putin, but that's what he said. Other governments are watching this and they've already started buying Bitcoin. There are some governments that have actually made Bitcoin a currency, right? Straight up, hey, we're going to accept it, and forcing other people in their country to accept it. So other governments, right, now hit a decoupling from the stock market. Okay, this is happening right now. Now, the second thing you could do, and people need to do and have a plan right now. You have to have a plan right now. Let me do me a favor. Type 2 if you agree. You need to have a plan, a financial plan. If like a trigger point, like I have in the fire service, we knew that if we pull up to a structure and it's a quarter, involved, by the time it hits 50% or plus involved, I've got to pull my crews out. If a fire was on one hillside and I said, hey, the trigger point is the fire gets to this point, this next hillside, we've got to pull our crews off of that hill and move them back another, right? Trigger points. All right. One thing that people need to understand is that gold is only worth what you're willing to sell it for. All right. A lot of gold holders, and do me a favor, tight up on us. I just want you to say, I own gold and I've got a mortgage. Okay. Now, the reason why I say that is because a lot of people are super excited and they go, I want cash flow. So I want residential real estate or commercial real estate. And I want, to bring in cash. And you don't think of the greatest cash flow in your life. The greatest cash flow opportunity in your life is paying off your mortgage. I cannot tell you how many people I know that have 1, 2, maybe 3 rentals, and they think they're crushing it because they're praying and hoping. And those are two totally different things, for the appreciation of the real estate to go up, and the cash flow still doesn't equal the fact that if they paid off their mortgage, they'd be saving more money than they're making in cash flow. And they have a very small opportunity. As a matter of fact, it's almost completely over to sell those rentals and pay off their mortgage. But these are poor mindset people trying to be life right now is paying off their mortgage. I believe that is what a lot of people should be doing with gold. Now, is that financial advice? Look, dude, I do videos in my car. If you take my advice, you're crazy. Just saying. But I've done it and leverage it, safety, things like that. Yes. Should you think like a bank? Should you become a bank? Should you loan money to make money? Yes, but not with your social security number. Instead, use an EIN number. If you don't know what an EIN number is, look it up. My point being is this. You need to have a trigger point. Hey, when gold gets to this, we're going to pay off our mortgage. And I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of people that are in the mode where they are, I don't want to get rid of my mortgage. All right, guys, the video is messing up, so I'll let you guys go. Today's the last day for the DeFi course. If you want it, links down below, that sale, and then it goes up, I think, $500. All right, that being said, Ninja is out.